Steve, lots of big commitments coming up, so let's preview these. On Saturday, we'll have four-star running back Javian Osborne announcing his decision. And this one comes down to just two teams. You got Michigan, you got Notre Dame. How you feeling about 48 hours ahead of this one?
Still feeling the Irish for this one. Got him to campus a couple times this spring. Built a fast rapport with Jawan Sider. Fell in love with Marcus Freeman, the culture of the program, the atmosphere and environment in South Bend, the Golden Dome, Touchdown Jesus, the success they're having at the running back position. Jeremiah Love, the number one tailback in the country coming into this season. The way that they work in several running backs, Jadarian Price, Aeneas Williams. It's a ground attack. It's something that he really loves. Now, Michigan was a program that has led in this recruitment as well. You cannot sleep on the maize and blue as they try and rally here late. He also visited Michigan for the spring game, but I still like the Irish. Number 4 class in the country. Could be another big month for them after a fabulous April. Javian Osborne could get it kick-started.
All right, let's go from Texas to California because just a day later on Sunday, we're going to get elite wide receiver Caden Dixon Wyatt at Mater Dei High School out there in Santa Ana, California, making his decision, and this has been a heated battle. You got Alabama, you got Ohio State, you got Oregon, Texas, and USC. How do you like this one shaking out?
Well, my understanding is Caden Dixon Wyatt knows where he's going this weekend. These schools are all just waiting in anticipation to find out if it's them. Oregon, Ohio State, USC, the three you're looking at the most. Ohio State and Oregon have both appeared to lead at some point here this spring. And then USC got them back to campus. Huge priority. They got a lot of infrastructure behind their recruitment right now and a lot of receiver pedigree under Lincoln Riley, Coach Simmons and company. So maybe they rise up. But Oregon, Ohio State, been very prominent, and it'll be exciting to see where Caden Dixon Wyatt lands this weekend. Both those programs have a chance to finish number 1. Certainly USC does. Caden Dixon Wyatt is as coveted as it gets on the offensive side of the ball for all three.
Yeah, and this year with USC recruiting in-state the way that they are, they're going to be dangerous here on May 4th. All right, these commitments all set the stage for Monday, May 5th. We got the number 1 quarterback in America, Jared Curtis. He's already decommitted from Georgia once. Now he's going to make his decision. Will it be the Dogs or will it be the Ducks? How do you see it shaking out?
Still see scenarios where either team wins out. I would say my intel still gives the inch or two to Georgia at this point, but Oregon, their offense track record of quarterback development from Bo Nix to Dylan Gabriel, just the feel around the program, the relationship he has with Coach Stein and company. Jared Curtis loves Oregon, could see himself at Oregon, but proximity to home, Georgia's historical track record as a team, conversations with Mike Bobo, Kirby Smart, has the Dogs right there at the end, looking to bring this recruitment full circle. He decommitted from Georgia in the fall. It's been a back-and-forth slobber knocker with Georgia and Oregon since then. Georgia doing what they can to get Jared Curtis in the fold on Monday.
All right, so we'll have Jared Curtis on Monday, and then we'll have Jackson Cantwell, the number 1 overall recruit in America, number 1 offensive tackle, number 1 overall recruit, May 13th. Now, originally, he was expected to make that announcement yesterday, but he ends up pushing it back 2 weeks to May 13th after another visit to Oregon and another visit to Georgia. How do you see this Jackson Cantwell recruitment?
Had Jackson Cantwell stuck with that original commitment date, had he not already taken an official visit to Oregon, and had he not planned one to Georgia, I think he would have used that date to commit to the Miami Hurricanes. Now Mario Cristobal and his Miami program are going to really have to battle the Ducks and Bulldogs to get that one to the finish line. I continue to believe, and he had a fabulous visit to Oregon over the weekend, one that moved the needle, one that showed him he could be successful on and off the field, and the way they support their student athletes there, Oregon, the 2-sport plan, all of that. I think it has given him a lot to chew on, a lot to think about. My on 3 RPMs on Georgia, I'm still riding with that one. He visits Georgia on May 10th ahead of his May 13th official visit. No relationship that he has is stronger than the one he has with offensive line coach Stacy Searles and company. The way Georgia keeps pumping out offensive linemen to the NFL, I think Georgia's infrastructure off the field is as good as it's been in the NIL era. So I'm still with Georgia, with Oregon and Miami pushing the dogs here down the stretch.
All right. Well, the next commitment we're going to talk about isn't happening in the month of May. We're going to talk about 5-star Brandon Arrington, because coming off that Oregon spring game, he set an announcement date for July 5th. Now, we still have some time until Brandon Arrington comes off the board, but because he set the date just yesterday, wanted to get your opinion on his recruitment now that we have an official decision date.
And visits have been so impactful for Brandon Arrington. He's taken 2 to Oregon this calendar year. I like the way it's setting up for Oregon, but Dan Lanning and company have major competition. He's had a great visit to Alabama. He loves that they're starting 2 corners from California in their secondary. He's been to Texas A&M a bunch of times, feels comfortable and at home, loves the trajectory that Mike Elko and his program are on. USC, he's been to the local campus several times. A lot of love for USC as they put together a special class, particularly in the secondary. Georgia's involved, led by Dante Williams. But Oregon is just the program that intrigues me most right now going into his next wave of visits. He can see himself there. Loves what Coach Tasha Lupoy and those guys have done in the secondary. Coach Hampton, Dan Lanning, and what he's been around historically. Again, the support that their athletes get on and off the field. The opportunity to run track in Eugene at Hayward Field as your home meet. All that stuff. I like where Oregon stands, but we'll see where the next wave of visits go. We'll see what the off-field opportunities look like before this young man, who is explosive. Not many in this class, if any, run like Brandon Arrington, and these programs are running fast trying to get them in the fold.
All right, so decision dates getting set up. How are you guys feeling about the ones we talked about? Give us your prediction on where you think these elite recruits are going to land.